Lois, Steve Arts 89. Well, I just watched Superman and Lois Season 3, Episode 9, The Dress. I was thinking in earlier episodes, Lois didn't seem to be affected by the cancer as much as I thought. She didn't seem to be losing her hair. They didn't seem to be operating. They just seemed to be giving her chemo. I wasn't sure if they were trying to sort of get around depicting that more realistically. I wasn't sure what was happening. And this episode, we sort of get an answer to that. The episode flashes back 17 years where Lois and Clark have not married yet. And Lois gets nominated for a METI, which is like the Metropolis Press Awards or something. And she doesn't really want to go, but Clark sells his baseball collection, baseball card collection, to buy her a very special dress to wear. So she does go. She doesn't win, but she does feel very beautiful, which is not something, and very feminine, which is not something she often felt, I think, or so forth. And then the town is having a clothing drive, and Clark notices that she has put the dress in with the clothes to donate, and he doesn't quite understand. And she does flinch with him for a second, and I'm like, what's happening here? What's happening is after the chemo's finished, she's going to have a double mastectomy, which I don't think they mentioned on the show, but it sort of made sense because I thought, doesn't she have to have, that? I wasn't sure. I had a friend's mother that I was very close with had breast cancer, and she had double mastectomy. So, yeah, I sort of was, that was the first thing I thought of, but I thought maybe different type of cancer, breast cancer. So I wasn't sure, but yeah, so she felt like she couldn't wear the dress again. So she should give it to someone else who can enjoy it. So then they get into the whole issue of that. And eventually Lana came over and talked to her, and it was just like, I don't know if I'm going to feel comfortable with my body, because they may not be able to do these usual reconstructive surgery, something about the cancer or how I'm not exactly sure, but because I was thinking, okay, can't you just, get implants? I mean, you'll have scars, but you'll still have the shape that you were used to. But she may not be able to do that, apparently. So it's not a guarantee or something. So that's the sort of personal Lois and Clark side of the episode. The business side of the episode, the superhero stuff. Okay, so the kids talk again. Mateo and Nat. He didn't know anything about the father, and he also lets Nat know that her dad is sort of going a little over the top with responding to this, because they're holding Pierre's body. I think her name is Pierre, I've forgotten. Not her body, they're holding her from seeing her husband and the son, and they're using it to try and get everything that he stole from the DOD or whatever returned. And of course he's not going to do it at first, but then Superman shows up and actually talks to him, and he's actually at the point where he's going to do it, and he says, "Do I get your word that I'll be able to see her?" And he says, "Yes, of course." And then the troops bust in basically and start searching his place, and that's the end of that. And Clark's not happy, and then I can't remember any names of any of the characters, but Lois's father sort of works out that the other guy's been going a bit. He's given him a bit too much power, and he's not really handling this threat to his family, because it's a direct threat. It's not like just dealing with some random superhero or something. So he is. And I did have a moment of going, this is kind of scary. This guy is going to kill him if he gets a chance. It's not like some superhero. It's an actual, member of basically the mob, the Metropolis Mafia, basically, this guy is head of. So, so he sends a bunch of people after him, and he fights them off. But then eventually, after they raid Bruno's place, they send Henry Miller, who wasn't dead, but they thought was dead, and there's an important moment where he's basically getting the crap kicked out of him on the street, And the guy says to him, "You're nothing without your suit." And I'm like, yeah, he's kind of masquerading as a superhero with that suit. He's really just a person. He needs to like get a bit of a wake-up call. You're not a superhero, you're just a guy in a suit. But he gets the Warhammer sent to him. There's some technical glitches, but it gets there. And he kills him with it. And Superman isn't quite in the... He was helping, but he wasn't there in this moment. I'm like, he's judging him for killing him. I'm like, well, where were you? I'm not quite sure what the dynamics of that were. But yeah, so he killed him right on Main Street in front of everyone. And the feeling is that he has lost it. So that's the business side of the episode. It ends with Mateo talking to his dad, and he's like, look, you are not giving them this information. You're the reason we can't see Mum before she dies. And he says, she's not going to die. He takes him down into the basement to show him what he's working on, and he sees, Superman's body, and he says, basically, this is how I found the cure that's going to cure your mother. And now it's going to be a matter of, they're going to be fighting for this to save their wife and mother. So it's sort of like that, creating that sort of conflict of, yes, they're bad guys doing bad things, but they're doing it to save someone they love. So, conflict, grey areas, blah, blah, blah. So I guess that's where it's going to go. And I guess the Nat and Mateo thing is going to get more complicated because, that situation. So it's going to be like more Romeo and Juliet coming. But yeah, the episode ends off with Lois sort of coming to terms with the body issue, that it's how she's not worried about how Clark feels, although she does, say that, can we just please acknowledge it's going to be weird for a while. And she acknowledges it's more how is worried she's going to feel. And for, I guess, one last time, they're going to have a party or something before surgery, but just for that moment, they're talking about the night that she lost the award, and she basically wants to recreate it a bit, what they did afterwards. So she gets dressed up, he gets dressed up, and they go flying, and that's the end of the episode. So, I mean, I feel like they're managing to balance the business, the superhero side of things, and the more serious and the family matters and that. I'm more interested in them, but they're managing to make it a little bit more complicated this season. So I think they're doing it a bit better, but I'm not sure. I hope this isn't the last season we get, because I still don't think it's confirmed whether or not the show is going to continue or if it's going to go to HBO Max or whatever. I haven't been keeping up to date because I just want to know, and then just, I just want to know how this ends. I'm tired of sort of trying to be updated and looking at stuff, so I'm just going to wait until we get like an official announcement, which I'm expecting soon. But yeah, another good show. I just hope this is not the last season. I hope we get more, but we'll see. I think there's about 4 episodes left. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good. I'm glad that they're dealing with real issues and they're, treating the characters seriously. But I don't know. It's not as fun as it could be, but I don't know. I sort of respect that they're trying to, be a serious drama. But we'll see how it ends, see how I feel about it at the end of the season. And yeah, where are they going to go from this? Anything back from this is going to seem just sort of like, silly superhero things. If they keep on this track, I'm not sure they're going to maintain the sort of audience, because most people aren't tuning in for a serious drama. They're here for the superhero stuff, so I don't know. I'm going to go. Bye.